we're talking about tonight is using a 4-man rush to flush into a 5-man principle. Okay, so disclaimer first off, we are a 3-4 tight front, the 4 eyes, whatever anybody's calling it nowadays. Okay, 4 eyes, 0-4 eye, 2 high structure. Okay, with fire zone principles. I've been fortunate enough to be around a lot of guys, and fortunately and unfortunately play a lot of guys. Listen to Coach Walls, I was having nightmare flashbacks of listening to capped and uncapped and throw the check down. And anyway, so but no, run the power podcast. Side note, those dudes are phenomenal. So anyway, we're talking about using a 4-man rush. So in our 3-4, our odd front, our 4 eye, 0-4 eye, the one thing that we wanted to incorporate, and I come from kind of a 4-down lineage, is incorporating a 4-man rush. Okay, incorporating an outside backer blitz. Okay, to set a hard edge, whether it be from the field, the boundary to the back, away from the back to the strength, away from the strength, whatever it may be. What we found through our studying through our tapes is that 4-man rush becomes a 5-man pressure. Okay, so when I'm on the sideline calling it. Okay, I'm bringing an outside backer for a 4-man rush. Okay, whether that be our nickel, which is our Sam, or our Jack, or outside linebacker. Okay, and a lot of times we find is that we're bringing the 4-man rush that evolves into a 5-man pressure just by how it flushes, the quarterback gets out of the pocket. And so what we're going to talk about is philosophy of a 4-man rush. Okay, I'm going to get to film guys and all that other, but I think it's important. If you're an odd front or you want to get to a 3rd down odd front package, I think it's very, very important to build this. It makes your opponents work on it. Another reason we're a 3-4 is because there's 4 potential linebackers that could blitz at any time, C, B, A, gap. When we were in a 4-down, when I was with other guys, we were 4 down and we were over and under. You always knew those 4 guys were gonna rush. Now you can twist, stunt, and pirate and do all that cute stuff, but talking to O-line guys and offense coordinators, they don't like a 3-4 because you never know what backer is coming and where he's coming from and where he's going to go. Okay, so it's something else that our opponents have to work on. What backer's coming? Is it the Mike? Is it the Will? Is it the Sam? Is it the Jack? Right, and where's he going to be? You'll see. I'll show you later that we move our guy around, and we talk about a flush guy. Okay, and we teach that from day one. I mean, even with all the COVID stuff, we were teaching that in February before we got locked down. So I may be speaking some gibberish to you to start, but this will make more sense. So things to remember: it's not just a 4-man rush. And guys, we went to an odd front in 2015. When I was in Oklahoma, we were shooting darts at a dartboard, man. We were rolling the dice and acting like we knew what we were doing with the 4-man rush. And what we figured out was through our film and our study that we were getting what we were calling a +1 flush player. Okay, we were turning a 4-man rush into a 5-man pressure. Okay, it wasn't I was calling it. I was not calling the 5-man pressure. It was happening and working through flushing him out of the pocket and getting that 5th guy to become the blitz pressure guy. All right. The next thing that we really, really talk about, so there's the first one, is who is your +1 flush player. The second one is how are you going to cover up the blitz guy. Now, again, I'm a secondary guy by trade. I played it. I've coached it. Secondary it's kind of what I love to coach. But how do we cover them up? We don't void zones. Okay, so when we bring an outside backer, okay, Sam from the field or the Jack from the boundary, we're going to cover him up a couple ways. And like I said, we're a 3-4, 2 high structure. We're going to play quarters, Tampa, press quarters, palms, etc. And so how we do it, because we're playing 4 eye, 0-4 eye, we're going to push out a Mike backer. We're going to push out our inside backer to cover up that nickel, that Sam backer, and still play 3 over 2 quarters. Okay, can you spin cover 3 or cover 1? Yeah, and we do a little bit. And we will just to keep you honest. But what we do when we teach base quarters, drop 8, and then we bring forward to rush 4, drop 7, and we push out the Mike back. Okay, so again, who's your flush player, and how are you covering up the 4-man rush guy? Coverages are what make the blitz. It makes that QB and OC go. They brought him from the field, but one time they spun cover 3. The next time they kept quarters too high and they pushed out the Mike back. Okay, so those are kind of the biggest 2 things that we talk about when we implement our 4-man rush. And again, we move the guy around and we make our opponents work on it. Now, have we been picked up? Oh, yeah. We've given up 0. We've given up 50. Just like OCs have scored 50 and they scored 0. So I think it's kind of relative. But what we're going to talk about first, for us, we identify the best outside linebacker. For us, we put our Sam, because the ball's played so much in the hash, in high school football, our Sam nickels to the field. I want that guy in space. Our nickel and jack, middle of the field, first 10, first play of the game, I get they're the same person. Okay. When the ball's in the hash, 8 out of 10 snaps, 8 out of 10 snaps, we want our nickel Sam to the field. We want him in the space. Okay. So that's kind of one of our better outside linebackers, guy that can run, guy that can blitz, guy that can cover. And so we send him a lot. But again, how do you determine who your flush player is and how you're going to cover up that guy? Okay, so, and don't try to make clinic tape. Here I am talking with Coach Ambrose about 4-man rush clinic, okay? But you'll see that he's freaking off the edge. Coach is going to show us some drill tape. We do the same drills y'all do when it comes to edge rush guys. We're not doing anything cute or anything. It's like, look, and our thought is, and you can loop him and stun him and twist him. We want our fast outside linebacker against a big offensive tackle who has to kick all the way to the field. That's our philosophy with this, okay? So we want to think players, not plays, and scheme to where the best blitz guy can blitz from field boundary, weak, strong, to the back, away from the back. All right, so finally get to some freaking film here. Okay, so one we really, really like is against two-back, okay? When we're getting, twin split, right? It's true two-back. Whether it's sniffer, whether it's split back, it doesn't matter to us. We're, again, bringing our nickel or our Sam backer from the field, okay? And like I said earlier, we want to, secondary guy, I want to keep too high structure, okay? And you'll see in this clip here in a little bit that, I know they're fours, but we're going to play a fours or four eyes, and we're going to play the B gap, one of the A's with the nose, the other A with the will linebacker, the B gap with the tackle, and then, when it's true two-back, right, you're going to get the C gap with the jack, and then your +1 with the free safety. Now, your weakness, sure, you're one-on-one at the back door, okay? But for us, because we're able to push out our Mike palms or what we call a cut backer, okay, we're able to play 1, 2, 3, all right, over 2. Now I say, Coach, what about the back? For us, when we teach it, we always peel the back, which allows us, the positive is we always are 4 over 3. The weakness is, well, Coach, you've lost your 4-man rush. No argument. I agree. Okay, but for us, I want to be +1 in the pass game when possible. Now, we can game plan that, but that's a game plan. So, again, why can we push out the Mike? We're bringing the Sam nickel guy to create a hard edge. So, again, on the field side, the C gap is closed with the nickel. The B gap is closed with the front side 4-eye. The A gap is closed with the nose or the will. And the other A would be, again, closed with the A, with the will or the nose. So that Mike, he doesn't have a gap. He's not a primary fitter. So he can push out and become the cut player, the cut backer on 2. All right, now you see these, 3 flush words. So what happens is when we flush the quarterback out, okay, because obviously he's going to run away from pressure, right? We're going to get Jack. Our Jack is a 5-man pressure guy. And the reason we can do that is because he doesn't have a threat of 2. He doesn't have a threat of 2 receivers, 2 stand-up receivers to his side. So if they were to run, X vertical or H out or whatever it is, the corner's got 1, the free safety's got 2. Well, when the Q flushes, okay, here becomes our 5-man pressure guy. So here's our fourth rusher. Here is our 5th man pressure based on the offensive formation. All right, so I'll show you the film. So again, we love it to 2-back, okay? So here's kind of the idea. We're bringing the field backers. The ball's in the middle of the field. They got 2-back. We're bringing the outside backer, our nickel Sam guy, which allows our Mike to do what we call cut. So we're playing quarters, palms, whatever it may be, 2 high structure with our corner and strong safety. Now, the 3 guys that are circled, that are highlighted, are 3 possible flush players, okay? So what we're doing, it really helps the middle of the field because we're able to play under and over. We're trying to play like a week 3 buzz concept with our free safety right here. It's got the arrow on it, okay? Now, they're going to run stretch, kind of a run game scenario here. But you'll see that we gain a +1 with the free safety. So you're still going to get 6 in the box. How do you figure, Coach? 3 down linemen, 4 in the nickel, 5 will, 6 jack. Here comes your 7th fitter in the free safety. Okay, so again, from this copy, all right, notice the Mike. Okay, notice the Mike. He's going to push out. So we're kind of playing a 3-stack look this night. It's kind of a game plan scenario. But this mic right here, oh, sorry, guys. So this mic right here, he's, again, what we call the cut player. He becomes our nickel because we're bringing the nickel to set a hard edge. Now, again, we're 4-eye, 0, 4-eye. The jack is the C gap. The will's the A gap. And, again, here's your +1 extra player and the free safety. So from the end zone copy, let me get to the butt shot here. You'll see from the end zone that we're playing, we're playing in the gaps. Okay, we're playing 4 eyes, 4-eye, 0, 4-eye. Notice that we're 50, 0, 50, and you can do it out 3-stack too if you want to. And this is like a 2nd and 6 or whatever it is here. So this is a base fundamental thing that we work on every day.